Hey, brand builder, Rory Vaden here. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out this interview. As always, it's our honor to provide it to you for free. And wanted to let you know there's no big sales pitch or anything coming at the end. However, if you are someone who is looking to build and monetize your personal brand, we would love to talk to you and get to know you a little bit and hear about some of your dreams and visions and share with you a little bit about what we're up to see if we might be a fit. So if you're interested in a free strategy call with someone from our team, we would love to hear from you. You can do that at brandbuildersgroup.com/podcall, brandbuildersgroup.com/podcall. We hope to talk to you soon. Welcome back to the Influential Personal Brand Podcast. This is the recap edition of the interview that you probably just heard recently with Stephen Scoggins, who is very unique. He is one of our clients. He then became a certified strategist, and now he is one of our implementation partners. And you got to hear his story and his own personal brand journey. And then we got into talking about visual identity and also doing an overview of what he provides. So AJ is here with me. Hi, AJ.
Hello.
We're going to do just our three biggest takeaways and from the episode. Obviously, the episode was a little bit of an introduction, especially towards the end, of what Brand Amplifiers is. But before we got to that point, when Stephen was telling the story about why he built a personal brand despite already having many successful entrepreneurial ventures, and he was telling the story about how he actually didn't want to build a personal brand, or he wasn't sure, and his friend asked him this question, or made this observation. He said, what you're really struggling with, Stephen, is not whether or not you should build a personal brand. What you're really struggling with is an internal battle of answering the question, am I worthy enough to have a voice? And that, I mean, I got goosies when he said that. And I think everyone struggles with that. I still feel that. I still feel that from time to time. And so that was my first takeaway.
No, I think that's a really good point. And just knowing Stephen, and also probably so similar for all of you, it's you question like, well, there's already someone else who talks about this in my space, or there's already a company that does this. Well, it's Brene Brown talks about shame, so I can't talk about that. And it's like, well, millions of people talk about it, but it really does come down to that inner level of clarity of, am I meant to do this? Like, it's like, and why am I doing this? And I think that's really important. And just knowing Stephen, it's like building his personal brand has so nothing to do with money. He's like, all his financial endeavors and successes have paid him well enough. And this really is an impact thing for him. And it really is. I was like, no, I want to be a beacon for people who've been where I've been and know that there's another way there. And so for all of us, it's going, when we have those feelings of, am I worthy enough? Am I good enough? Or is someone else better than me? And it's, this comparison battle that we're all in, it's going, well, am I doing what I feel like I was called to do? Like, is this like the calling on my life to talk about this, to speak about this, to share about this? And I think not always, but in many ways, it really does help subside some of those feelings of inadequacy or comparison, of just knowing it's like, I may not be the best, but this is what I was called to do at this time for these people at this place. So I love that. I think that was really significant. I think one of the things for me, this is kind of like point one and point two, is I loved what he talked about. It's like, what is the most frustrating part about building a personal brand? Right? He's like, we all start with this, like, I want to talk about this and I want to share this and I have this message and this calling and I want to help people. And it gets clouded by the monstrosity of complexities that potentially can be there of, okay, we'll have to figure out what I'm doing and who I'm doing it for and where I'm going to do it. And then what is my offer? And then how do I actually collect the money? And then what different platforms do I need? And it's like, okay, well, now I need a designer. Now I need a website developer and a copywriter. Like, oh my gosh, now I need this technology. And it's like our mission gets clouded by the complexities that we add to it. And one of the things that I love about this is he said, do what you can with what you have. You don't have to do all the things right now, but do what you can with what you have. And he talked a lot about how he's a bootstrapping kind of guy, and I love
Yeah,
that
he
because
totally is.
we are too. It's like you do what you can with what you have. It's like one of our primary funnels was shot within a 24-hour time span, changing outfits in our backyard using our iPhone and a ring light. That's it. Like, we launched our whole company, Brand Builders Group, without a website. In fact, we didn't even
Yep.
have any website for the first 6 months.
Yep.
And it was like, so it's like, do what you can with what you have, knowing it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be pristine, but do what you can with what you have. And, as it leads into why I think this is so relevant and why I love him so much, is a huge part of him becoming a client and then a certified strategist, and now one of our primary implementation partners, like our preferred implementation partner, is he knows how to bootleg it, but do it in a high class way where it's like, it does not look bootlegged. And that's because he's been through the process of doing it on his own and then hiring people and finding what works, and creating the packages that you'll hear about in the interview, and we'll talk a little bit about here. It really is built to help the person who's going, why is this so frustrating? Why is this so difficult? All I want to do is get my message out there. Really figuring out a way to have these consolidated vendors and a consolidated process to get things done is a huge part of making this not only less frustrating, but also making it more successful in the process. So I love this whole concept. Do what you can with what you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just dovetailing off that, I think my second point was, we were talking about how people have to be able to sample you. They have to be able to see what you do.
Totally.
And that's why video is so important. And, there's a lot of people that shoot video, but being able to go and knock out a video for your sales page and video funnel for your lead magnet and your demo video and your full length keynote video all at once, is that you can really be proud of it. And like you said, AJ, it's hard to find quality vendors. It's hard to find quality employees. Like, it's hard to hire good help. It's really hard. And
I'm always so baffled, like, why it's so hard to give people money. Like, why are you making it so hard for me to give you my money? But to your point, yes, it's challenging.
Well, and that's why we put this together. So, we mentioned that link, brandbuildersgroup.com/brand amplifiers. And they customize the package for each person depending on what you need, but just go there and check it out. And if it feels like a thing that might be good for you, request a call. But yeah, do what you can with what you have, and then level up when you can, so that people can sample you and they can get a level of production value that matches your level of expertise. That's obviously why we put this together. And I think people should go check that out.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I'll give my third point. My third point.
All right.
My third point was, I thought this was interesting, and he kind of talked about it in a side note, but just being in the industry and in the business, it's such a problem of, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And when he talked about that, getting a speaker reel for his demo video to get booked as a speaker, I immediately thought, oh my gosh, this is something that everyone is really challenged with, because it's like, in order to get booked to speak, you really need a good demo, because people need to see you speak. But if you've never really gotten booked to speak before, how do you get a demo that's not booked? So
age-old question.
I need to get a demo video, but in order to get a quality demo video, I need to be on stage speaking. And in order to get booked to be on stage, I need this demo video. And it's like, wait, what? And it's a challenge for so many of our clients. And just top of mind for me, because at Brand Builders Group, we recently had one of our 2-day events called Full Keynote Calendar, when we talk about what are the 4 assets you need to get booked as a speaker. And one of them is a quality demo video. And it's not just a clip of seeing you speak. Like, that's old school. That's like, no, people actually need to be sold. Your demo video is not just a clip of you speaking. It is a selling of who you are, what you bring to the audience, what problem you solve, how you're going to enthrall the audience, why you're different than other speakers, and it's seeing you speak. So there is production value that's really important in demo videos. And That means you got to have not just a great stage, you need to have multiple great stages and voiceover and B-roll and you. And that takes a great videographer and then a great video editor. And I can't tell you how many speaking engagements that Rory, you and I both have been at separately, where we spent thousands of dollars bringing in a high professional film crew. And then I get the video back and it's a camera in the middle of the room looking at me, waist up the whole time. No stage, no audience, no movement. And you cannot use any of the footage. And y'all, if you are in this boat, you know how hard it is sometimes to get a big audience on a high production stage with great audio. Like those don't happen all the time in most everyday people's lives who are trying to build a speaking business. And so I you know, not to like harp on this, but one of the things that I love so much about what Stephen is doing is like, he's like, I'm going to fix that problem for myself and for everyone else.
I love that.
He built a huge warehouse and a huge stage with this huge LED, like 50-foot screen, and
it's
has
amazing.
a built-in audience. It's beautiful. And he goes like, F that. I'm not waiting around on this stuff anymore. It's like, I'm going to build my own, get my own film crew, my own cameras. And it's like a 5-camera setup on this huge stage with this huge LED screen with a built-in audience. And it's like,
you can't get that anywhere.
You cannot get that.
You cannot, like, you can't get it.
You can't even get it from a client, much less on demand. And I think, you know, one of the things that I loved about that is like, if you can't find it, then it's like, how do you go and build it? Right. And then how do you find like the resources to get what you need when you need it? And to me, that just so resonated because we work with so many people who are speakers or speaking as a part of their career or part of their business. But you need video. And it's hard to find really good video. So I just love the whole concept of, well, I couldn't find it, so I built it.
Yeah, that's bootstrapping. Again, that URL one more time is brandbuildersgroup.com/brand amplifiers. My last little takeaway, you know, I highlighted it in the interview because when he said it, I thought it was so powerful. He said, I realized that in my striving to be like the more I strive to be like other people, the more I diluted myself and the more disconnected I became with my audience. And so it's like, find your uniqueness and center in that. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Be you. And then capture that on video, like so that people can see you. Like you don't have to pretend. You don't have to be something you're not. Like just center and be you, and the right people will find you and fall in love with you. And so anyways, thank you for listening. We're always so grateful for you. Hopefully you found that inspiring, instructional, and maybe you even get a great vendor partner out of it. We certainly recommend them. Keep coming back here every week on The Influential Personal Brand. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.